started with like the first police officer we've ever had on the show.
Yes.
It was a powerful story. It's Dan Matakaya, who is a police officer based in industrial area now, but is also a survivor. And he's going to be sharing with us his powerful story of what he's actually survived. But first things first, good morning, Dan. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good.
It's great to have you in studio.
Thank you.
And again, I have to thank you for sharing your powerful story with us this morning. So you are a survivor of acid burn attack. Okay.
Yes.
That happened in 2013.
Yes.
This month, actually, in 2013, right?
Yes.
Same time as the Westgate attack.
Yes.
Yes, and then you were based in Kisii.
Yes, I was based in Kisii town.
Okay. So what exactly happened?
Okay, just to briefly go through what happened.
Mm-hmm.
This was on 21st September.
Yeah.
2013.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the house at around 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I was on duty the whole night, so I went to the house. I was so tired. I went direct to the bed to sleep. So my wife was in the house, and she was supposed to leave the same day. She was supposed to travel to go home. So when I went to sleep, as I was sleeping, she woke up. She poured an acid on my face. And that's why I sustained chemical burns. That's why my face, you can see, is so scary. Then I lost my sight in the instant.
Oh, God.
Yes. That's what happened.
Okay, so the attack happens, and then what happens immediately afterwards? Did neighbors, anybody rush in to come and help the situation, rush you to hospital?
Yes, in fact, after she poured it on my face, it started burning.
Yeah.
And now I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
So I jumped out of the bed. I wanted to try and get some water. So before I reached the bucket, when I stepped on the floor, I felt a shock.
Yeah.
So she had connected the power and then poured some water on the floor.
Oh my God.
So she wanted me to be
electrocuted.
Yes. So when I felt the shock, I just screamed for help. So my colleagues came for my rescue. Yes.
Okay. And then afterwards, did she run away, or was she immediately apprehended?
No, when she did what she did, she ran away.
Okay.
And when my colleagues came, the first thing they were trying to see how they can help me, they can assist me.
Yeah.
So she ran away. Then 2 days later, she surrendered to the police.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and you say this is your wife?
That was my wife.
Oh, this was your wife?
Yes.
And you had been together for how long?
For 3 years.
For 3 years?
Yes.
And when she surrendered, what was her story?
What was she saying?
She said nothing.
She just said, yes, I did it.
Yes, she did it, and she never knew what happened. She couldn't explain herself.
Okay, but this was planned. It was orchestrated. I don't even know where someone can go and buy acid. Yes, whether it's sulfuric acid or whatever. And secondly, the fact that she even went ahead and tried to electrocute you.
Yes, it means it was a pre-planned matter.
Yes.
But no one knew what happened, because before the incident, we had a small quarrel.
Yeah.
Initially, we had a kid, but he passed on the same year in May.
Okay.
So she had come to visit me, and we had stayed for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She wanted to pick the kids' belongings. So I refused. I told her, you cannot do so because we are still together.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to pick them and go to Nakuru. That's where she was living. She was staying with her brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, this and it's so timely that you share this story, because we're constantly having the conversation about
depression
and even just toxic relationships.
Yes.
When somebody wants to leave,
Yes.
it mustn't get to an abusive level.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we've had so many stories in the press around this, and I'm so glad that you've come to share your story. And we really want to know, what happens next in the story for you, which we're going to get to in the next 3 minutes. But if you're just tuning in, we have Dan Matakaya, who's a police officer. He's now based in industrial area here, but he is also a survivor of an acid attack, an attack that was by his wife at the time. So if you have any questions at Kiss100 Kenya on Twitter, you can tweet us.
It's 8:17.
By Safaricom. Get unlimited music downloads and data-free streaming for only $5 a day. Dial *812# or download from Play Store.
Attacks, all right? And as of last year, 2017, the place in the world that had the highest number was the UK. But areas that are hot spots for this: UK, France, Bangladesh, India, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Cambodia. And I think one thing that stops us in Kenya from knowing our numbers is that we don't have data around it.
And we don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it.
Yes, nobody's having the conversation, but you know what? We thank Dan for being brave enough to come and share with us the story that happened 2013 in Kisii County, where he was a police officer. And one day after, finishing his, rounds or duty, he went home at about 5 in the morning. And because he was tired, the wife was visiting from Nakuru. He went straight to bed. And before he could do anything or wake up to start or see a new day, he had found himself in a serious situation.
Yeah, she'd poured acid.
And also tried to electrocute him.
Yeah, I can see Maureen saying, I am just trying to imagine the pain he went through. And it's, she can't even imagine. And there's many after effects of acid attacks, right?
Yes.
So one is that you lost your eyesight.
Yes, I lost my sight.
And what else?
Then you have the stigma. That's now the worst.
Yeah.
Then you have the rejection, from even your friends, your close friends, some even your relatives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there relatives and friends who didn't support you through this?
Yes, but most of them supported me, but some of them never show up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, how far is the case as of now?
As of now, the matter is okay. I can't say when it will be concluded. It takes a lot. The court process is too long, and then I stayed in the hospital for a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it took time to kick off. Yes, that's why it has taken.
How long were you in hospital for?
I was always in and out of hospital. I stayed in Kenyatta for like 6 months. I came out. I was given home management. I had a nurse who used to come home, do the dressing for like another 6 months. I was then admitted back to Nairobi West Hospital, where I stayed for 2 months. And I went several surgeries.
Yeah.
Then 2015, I was again readmitted in Kenyatta National Hospital.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you mentioned stigma, and there are many. So the acid attacks, yes, we know they are women who are victims of this, but they're also men.
Yes.
And do you feel like men sometimes feel like they can't talk about it because of how people are going to perceive them?
Yes, that is now the problem. The society, as first it has labeled men to be maybe the perpetrators or abusers when it comes to domestic violence.
Yeah.
So when such a case happens to a man, it's hard even for a man to come out and share what his story or what he has gone through. So many of men tend to hide. To hide. Then the others commit suicide.
Yeah.
Because the society tells you need to be a man. Act like a man. Be a man enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you feel those thoughts? I mean, we're just coming from World Suicide Prevention Day, which was yesterday. When you were going through all of this, and it's so powerful to have you here talking about your story, and it's very strong of you. But back then, did you have any suicidal thoughts? Did you feel like giving up?
When I was in the hospital, and it's unfortunate that at one point, when you feel like now this is the end, I was just imagining now this is done. I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
What will happen? How will I how will I stay? I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
I used to talk to the doctor. He said, no, Dan, you need to accept yourself. And I'm saying, like, no, you are not God.
Yeah.
I thought maybe before I come out of the hospital, I'll be seeing.
Yeah.
But, it took me time. I accepted myself. But, at one point, you always think of, you have those suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, no, I can't make it.
Yeah.
Now, what I need to do is just to die.
Yeah.
Yes, those thoughts, when you feel like, no, you can't make, at that point, I don't have friends. Many of my friends, those close friends whom we used to hang out with,
yeah,
they don't want to pick my phone.
Yeah.
Others say that I died during the incident. You can imagine all those. So I feel like, no, there's no need for me to live. But I comforted myself, and now here I am.
Yeah, and it's very powerful. And what we're going to get to next is how you are, which is what we started with, the saying, first, you're the first police officer that we've had in studio as a guest, but it's that you're going on with your journey, and you're going on, and now you're still serving as a police officer. So we're getting to that in the next few minutes, and even just a take home for all the young people, because if you look at the stats when it comes to the number of murders that happen between young people in Kenya who are in a relationship, and things go south and somebody gets murdered or somebody has an acid attack, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We have to hear what you have to say about that. But we will also get to your questions, Team Adele and Team Shafi, so keep sending them things up for us. Mildred is saying, Mr. Dan, people can be so cruel. When love fades, just walk away. And thank you for bringing these stories to light. If you're wondering who we have in studio, we do have Dun Matakaya, who's a police officer based in industrial area and also a survivor of an acid attack. And it was his wife who actually inflicted so many injuries on him, robbing him of his eyesight, amongst so many other things, by pouring acid on him. And she was even trying to electrocute him. And this was in this month, September 2013. And he is back to work as a police officer, which I think is very, very powerful. But the process of going back to what you love, being a police officer, but things have changed. It must have been a bit hard because you had to relearn quite a few things, right?
Yes, it wasn't easy. After treatment, I had to undergo a rehabilitation. It took me 6 months. I learned Braille. I learned adapted computer. The computer with a screen reader. It's called JAWS.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I learned mobility. That's how to move around. This is now a new life.
Yeah.
You are shy. You don't want to make any step.
Yeah.
No, I had to go to learn all those, then daily living skills, how you can manage yourself when you are alone, how to cook, how to wash your clothes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That must have been very difficult, but it's powerful that you did and you're back to work.
Yes.
Yeah. But you also mentioned that you went back to school to study.
Yes.
Yeah.
Initially, I had done forensic science, so I went back I'm now doing counseling psychology. That was the main aim of me doing this course was first for healing purpose. I knew it would help me to heal. Then the second one is to get the skills to assist other people who are going through maybe violence, and then they are not able to handle it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so if somebody wants to reach out to you, maybe they want somebody to talk to, because also male survivors of domestic violence find it hard to speak out just because the stigma around them. Can they get in touch with Digital Humanitarian to reach out to you?
They can, yes.
Yeah.
Even I can give out my email address. They can drop me an email. Then we can plan the way.
Okay.
What's your email address?
My email address is danmatakaya @gmail.com.
Okay, we're going to post that up. But also, if you're going through this, or somebody's going through this, you can reach out to Digital Humanitarian. That is Philip Ogola on Twitter, who made this possible for us today to have you in studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, if you have any ideas, because you want to really launch a campaign and lobby for, first and foremost, how are people getting acid so easily? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
okay. I've opened an organization. It's called Dan Shisha Foundation. I felt that I have an obligation after going through this, after the experience, the pain. I felt that there's something I can do just to stop or to prevent this one from happening.
Yeah.
To prevent other people from maybe getting the bans.
Yeah.
So the main objectives of the organization is, first, we want to try and come out with some policies.
Yeah.
And see if we can prevent this over-the-counter sale of acid and other corrosive chemicals, whereby someone can just access the acid and go destroy someone's life.
Yeah.
And now it's gaining roots in our country.
Yeah.
We used to hear it from maybe Europe or somewhere else.
But it's here now.
Yes, it's here now. Then, we want also to fight for justice for the victims.
Yeah.
Many of these cases go unreported. Many of the victims don't get justice, and the perpetrators, the culprits, are just out there.
Yeah.
Going on with their lives. So we want to try and see if the victims can get justice.
Yeah.
Yes. Apart from that, the victims of bans.
Yeah.
Many of them, the acid, or even other bands, they usually have a lot of scars.
Yeah.
And the stigma, some of them cannot even secure a job because of the way they look. So we want to try and see if we can empower them economically, so that they can even go on in their lives
and take care of themselves.
Yes,
that's very powerful, Dan. Yes. Very, very powerful. And I'd urge anybody who's listening and wants to help to really reach out to you via email or to Philip Golo on Twitter. And we are really thankful that you came through today and shared your powerful story with us. It's very, very empowering, and we're happy that you've realize that there's a greater purpose. Even from what you've gone through, you've taken it and you've made it into a greater purpose. And so we're thankful, guys. We're going to post up his email on our Twitter page so that you can get in touch with him in case you have any ideas or you need violence, domestic violence. There's a lot of stigma, and so you want to urge them to come out.
Okay, one of the things that I'm doing is just to champion for men's rights. Many men, after the abuse, they don't want to come out because, the society has labeled men as the perpetrators of this violence. So when a man comes out, the society is not ready to support what maybe is going through. So I felt that I need to come out and advocate for the men's right. I also want to open a psychosocial support center for all burn survivors and men, where they can come, go through a therapy, have someone who is ready to listen to them and to walk with them through the journey. Yes, that's what I felt that I need to do.
Yeah, and that's very powerful. And so if this has touched you and you need to reach out to somebody to help you along the way, then we're going to put up Dan's email. Actually, it's already up on our Twitter page. That's at Kiss100 Kenya. And we wish you all the best with this powerful journey that you want to help other people.